We don't want to buy champions. We much rather prefer to build champions.
This is all about racing and racing hard.
It's a high level. It's the best level of triathlon.
What we're seeing now is a new breed of superstars all put into one field, the very best in the world, racing all the time. It's raising the level.
The whole industry is being pushed to a new level. Athletes are being pushed to a new level.
It's getting faster and faster. More people coming in the sport with T100 series.
Data and technology are at the forefront of triathlon right now. The efficiency, the aerodynamics are all critical.
Yeah, escaping from Alkmaar, it's very cool. It would be a good step if I could do a top 5 here, and great for me for the whole season if I'm good here.
Today is the last hard quick session. It's like a warm up, some intensity. Was 2 minutes around 340 watts and 4 minutes around 400 to 410. And now I just 2 minutes easy, and then I change to my running clothes. We are going on a treadmill, and it's also 5 minutes. My estimated race pace around 315, 320, and then some showdown was 8 times 200, just for leg speed and a little bit technique. I think that's good, and then I'm already done for the day.
The learnings of Miami were that it's a high level. It's the best level of triathlon.
Awesome race, first race for Rico, first T100 race of the season, and a lot of takeaways, a lot of learnings.
We have to improve. There was my bike shape not at the highest point, and not the hot temperatures here, and it's very good temperatures for me with 15 degrees. It's not as hot as in Miami, so.
Rico came in 12th, respectable, but definitely there was an issue with the heat and the humidity. And we could see that we have to work on heat camps and to take Rico and get his body more comfortable with heat and humidity. Welcome here down in San Francisco. Look around us, what an amazing, stunning picture. We arrived here yesterday on Tuesday, T-4. Today is T-3. We had a bike ride this morning inside the room with Rico. And right now he's coming back here in a minute and doing some quick runs. This is the last day when Rico is really pushing hard. So we need to see. This is a big race for Rico. It's a big race. Can he stay in a top 10 position? Can he end up in a top 5 position? On a race that is less humid, less hot than what we've seen in Miami and Singapore. The race and race conditions and the environment favors Rico, but you got 20 of the best triathletes of the world all coming together here and racing the race of their life. Another aspect that we learned, you do need to build up your season.
Miami was very early in the season in March, and we didn't know it. It was very early, and there was not that much volume and also not that much intensity before.
We had a completely different season planned out that would actually really kick in May, June. And suddenly everything had to be shortchanged, and the time was cut back to 3 weeks for Rico to get ready for his first big event.
Yeah, I did a good 3 weeks block in the altitude. It was the first time in in Sierra Nevada it's at 2,500 of elevation, and that's very high, so it was good. You get more wet blood, and yeah, so afterwards I feel it's easier to train, and I had more volume, and then we could add more the intensity there with the climbing. It's good for just getting higher in volume, so there I'm getting fitter now. And yeah, also my running performance is now very good. I got a new personal best on 10 kilometers in April.
And that's what's really interesting to see. From that race in Miami on the early March to now early June, what's happened for Rico? We went back to the drawing board with Rico and went back to where a lot of things start, on the velodrome in the Netherlands, to aero test and tune his body and tune the body and the machine to the maximum.
After my Sierra Nevada camp, we went to Alkmaar for testing again, and because I had a new cockpit of SmartBase, that's a closed one. Yeah, it's quite comfortable, but also gives around 10 watts. So this was faster, and then also with my new sport clothes sponsor BioRacer, we had the tri-suit, and there we have also maybe a next test where we can test 3 different kinds of BioRacer suits, and then they produced a suit for me. So yeah, with a little bit tighter arms, so especially for me a suit. And yeah, we also tried new helmets, also a helmet for conditions if it's very hot, some helmets with more air condition. So yeah, test some things. Yeah, it was I think half of the day just for me. It was very good.
The technologies, the efficiency, the aerodynamics are all critical to get athletes to perform at their best, but also to leverage technology and all sorts of tools, science, coaching, nutrition. You gotta bring your A game to every event, because without an A game in the Formula One of triathlon, you'll never hit the podium. You'll never win an event or reach through the ranks to see if you can get in the top 5 or top 10 of the ranking.
It's already the 3rd time I think that we test Rico, so we've already done a lot of work on the position. Now today is really about the cockpit. So we want to see, we have 3 different cockpits, a lot of adjustability, so we want to see which one is the fastest. Then we are looking into the hydration systems behind the saddle, and then we also, if we have time, we look also into different tires to find the fastest tire.
Yeah, I'll find some watts. I think it's especially a gift from Q that we have 3 different frames. So yeah, we want to see if there's a difference in the frames because they are different size. So yeah, always the goal for aero testing is to save watts. So I think I had a good training camp in Sierra Nevada in the altitude, and I'm now better in swim or in bike for sure. And yeah, if I find now maybe 10 watts, then I'm better, and then finding 10 watts, then yeah, I think I can hold the next time with Magnus deep left.
Yes. At Kú Cycle, we are firm believer of science and technology, and we let the numbers tell the true story. So we organized about 4 aero camps between March and April. That is the Kú aero testing season. We will test every 2 months, but especially at the beginning of the year. We had an aero camp in the Alkmaar velodrome, just 20 kilometers north of Amsterdam. We took the whole tech crew out to Florida for an aero camp in Claremont, Florida, with the Top Guns team and the NextGen USA members. We went back with Rico on the 12th of April, just 3 weeks after his Miami race, and had a full day, entire velodrome and a tech team ready and to work with Rico and see how many watts can we find, how much savings can we make to get ready for the next T100 events and tune Rico throughout the season. So athletes from all over the world some 18 athletes from the USA, NextGen USA, athletes from NextGen France, NextGen Germany. We right now have NextGen teams with a total of 56 athletes across 13 countries. It's no longer a little project, it's become a movement. So why at Kú Cycle are we putting so much emphasis and put so much resources and funding into aero testing? Organizing these aero camps where you need a tech team of about 5 people, people like Joe Spindler, Richard McCains, bike fitters that are included, technology. It is not cheap. And we do this because of one simple reason. We don't want to buy champions. We much rather prefer to build champions. When you build champions, you gotta really do planning. It is a process of years. I've been fortunate to be involved with Team TBB between 2007 and 2014. Been involved in a project that produced 5 world champions, 49 Ironman champions, 66 half Ironman champions. And that wasn't just happened by accident. It was planning. Ultimately, what you're trying to do is to provide athletes, age group athletes, hope and opportunity to go from one level to be a really fast age group athlete and bridge the gap to be a beginning professional athlete, all the way to being a world champion athlete. That is a journey that really needs knowledge, that needs a team, that needs people, and that needs science to help athletes to achieve that. There you come out a little bit, halfway to the red, not all the way to the red.
It was, yeah. Well, we repeated it. This way. So then when you finish and you're happy with the position,
we can put on the bed.
Over the course of 2 months, we've had a total of about 30 to 35 athletes from all walks of life, from all countries, to come out and travel and experience the Kú Aero Camp. We had Aurelia from France.
I'm Aurelia. I'm from Paris, in France, and I am a triathlete. Before I was an engineer, and I started triathlon 6 years ago. I was 20 years old, so it's a little bit late for a triathlete. So for me, it's a challenge. So when I practice triathlon, it's always a challenge that pushed myself higher and higher. It was a few months ago. I have some triathlete friends. They told me about Kú Cycle. They told me that, this bike is really strange, but it's a really good bike. I was interested by this bike, and when I talked with the team, I saw that it's not the bike. It's not only the bike. It's a team. Je roulais en serre-vélo et j'ai toujours roulé avec un serre-vélo. Alors moi, quand j'ai commencé à rouler avec le Kú Cycle, j'ai tout de suite ressenti que j'étais beaucoup plus stable sur le vélo. Moi, ce qui m'a vraiment marqué, c'est la stabilité. Et du coup, je sentais qu'il y avait vraiment une transmission de la puissance que je mettais, qui était vraiment retransmise par les roues, le cadre. Et du coup, c'est vraiment une sensation d'être bien sur le vélo et d'avoir cette sensation de puissance qui était retransmise. Et du coup, avec un pédalage qui était assez facile et naturel. Et j'ai une position qui me convient mieux sur le vélo. Donc voilà, c'est les premières sensations que j'ai eues. Je ne sais pas si ça va évoluer, mais en tout cas, c'est des bonnes sensations pour ces premières semaines. Alors j'ai vraiment hâte d'aller au Aero Camp parce que je pense qu'on peut apprendre beaucoup de choses sur la position et j'espère pouvoir faire quelques modifications qui vont me permettre de gagner encore des watts et du coup de pouvoir aller encore plus vite avec le même effort. Pour moi, c'est gagner plus de place sur une compétition Donc voilà, c'est se rapprocher encore plus du niveau mondial.
She had a CDA, which was one of the lowest we've ever seen. She is quite petite, but really aerodynamic on the bike with a CDA of 0.157. 0.157. She then asked us, would you mind if I go back on my Cervelo, can you put the aero sensors on the bike? Because I'm not sure I'm really that much faster on the T1. We like a challenge at Kú Cycle. So we got Aurelia back on her P series, and lo and behold, she had a CDA of 0.193. At a speed of 35 to 40 kilometers per hour, that is 30 watts difference. Will that help her racing? Oh boy, she's just proven it. She's had her first 2 pro races, 2 challenge races. She finished first. Then we had in the Aero Camp in Alkmaar, Will Grace. Will has been on the NextGen program now for about 6 months.
My name's Will Grace. I'm 28 and from the south coast of England. So for me, triathlon is more than just a sport. It's sort of a release. I work full time, like to decompress and go out on a bike, or I go running. It's sort of that state of complete mindfulness. For me, it's a means to a lot more than just racing. Kú reached out to me. From there, I was just fully involved and excited about the opportunities that were coming. I spoke with Alex and I said to him straight away, I'm 100% committed to this. The whole Kú value I sort of was fully into. So then went out in late August to race the 70.3 Worlds and had a good race, I think. I was happy with my results. My first sub 4 PB on the bike by 10 minutes, and that was my first time racing the Kú. Finding out when I crossed the finish line that Rico, became world champion, someone who not necessarily was the top name in the list, it really sparked a lot in me thinking, wow, there's something in this team, there's something special that I think with hard work going in my end that I can make something of it. I think this is one of the greatest opportunities I've got. My ultimate goal with Kú is to try and turn pro. I think the 2024 season for me, my sole focus is on getting that license, and I want to race at the next level.
Will's on a mission, and Will has big dreams. And we were there and said, Will, we're right with you. We're right behind you. Will came to the Aero Camp in Alkmaar in late March or April, and had a phenomenal experience, wrote to me about it and said, what an experience I had. I think he found 15 watts or 20 watts, and Will took it to racing and went to San Marin. I spoke with Will before the race, and he said, Alex, this is where I would really like to try and see if I can get my pro license. San Marin is the Challenge Championship. It's a big event, and Will finished overall age group champion in a time that is even minutes faster than, for example, what Rico achieved as an age group champion in the same race 2 years prior. This is a development that we need to watch, where the times are getting faster and faster because of the use of science and technology. In the Aero Camps, we also had professional athletes, new professional athletes that we normally will only work with professional athletes that come through the NextGen program. Remember, we're here to build champions, not buy champions. One is Robert Wilkowicki from Poland, the guy that's on a mission. Robert was 9th in Ironman Nice World Championship 2023. He's an incredible athlete, smart. He has a great team around him with Marek Drop. They're from Poland. They are really the leading athletes in Poland, and they want to break through at an international level. Marek reached out to us many months ago and said, we really like to get on board with Team Kú. We like to make use of the technology that Kú Cycle has proven to have developed. Robert, Marek and their aero team came to Alkmaar and joined us. And boy, we're sharing data, we're sharing love for numbers, we're sharing love for speed, and we have Robert racing the Kú T1, and we know Robert's A race this year will be the Ironman World Championship in Kona. From South Africa, an athlete that we have supported since 2023, where Magda Nieuwoud. Magda had an incredible 2023 season, from winning Challenge Fréjus to continuing to pursue the Challenge World Bonus. Magda won 4 of 5 events last year, finished first in the overall Challenge World Bonus. But then 2 athletes that we're really proud of. Lars Longholt from Denmark, Kú Aero from the UK. Both came completely through the Kú Cycle NextGen program. Lars from Denmark, you came out and said, Alex, I want to win the overall age group in Ironman World Championship in Nice. We've seen in episode 3, you achieved exactly that. And now you are living the pro lifestyle. You are living your dream. You stopped your day work, you found sponsors, you got a support system around you. You've given yourself 2 years to live the pro lifestyle dream. You're going to achieve great things. Kú Aero, a dream is coming true.
My name is Chloe and I'm from Leicester in the UK. I joined the NextGen program in 2022. The reason why I joined is because I had some big aspirations very early on in my triathlon career, and I thought it was an incredible opportunity to start on this incredible bike that at the start I had no idea how to ride, but was just amazing to have the opportunity to get what Kú Cycle gave to me very early on. So I went to an aero testing camp in the Netherlands early 2022 to collect my bike and to go on the dike and do some aero testing on it. I remember going to the velodrome and thinking, oh my God, what is this? How on earth am I going to ride around that? I've never rode a TT bike, a triathlon bike in my life. I was just absolutely terrified and that I'd fall off, that I wouldn't really know how to handle it properly. And for me, it was like sort of a pinch me experience, because I was like, this is something that like top level athletes like experience, like not someone like me. Once I got onto that bike and I started riding it around the velodrome, I thought, yeah, this is for me, this is amazing. Considering that I've not had like much time in the sport and how I've gone from a beginner to gaining my professional license in 2 years, all of a sudden I'm like, okay, I'm good at this sport, like I have a good future in this sport, and in my head I think I'm okay, because where I want to be is not near to where I am now, because I want to be an incredible athlete, and at the minute I think, yeah, I've got a long way to go, but because of how I've started from nothing to where I've got now in 2 years' time, I think in another year's, two years' time, yeah, it could be pretty good.
Chloe, you've had the ambition to become a professional athlete, and see where you are now, Chloe. You are the 2023 middle distance age group champion in the United Kingdom. You're now living the professional lifestyle. You're giving it your all. You are working so hard day in, day out to build your body, to work on your mind. And look what this resulted in. From aero camps to coaching, to having a team around you of people that help you to be inspired, to stay motivated. But it comes really from within you, Chloe. So from aero testing and working with 35 athletes across different aero camps, incredible projects led both by Richard McCains and Joe Spindler and various bike fitters that were involved. Amazing job to the team. But you have to ask yourself the question, if you're investing that much time, effort and funding into aero camps, does it also deliver results? Will Grace, the Challenge Championship in San Marin. Will, first overall age group win. Winning your pro license, but not activating it yet. We got a few more events to do this year. First in his age group, second overall in Challenge Wales. Julian Hagen, the National Long Distance Championships in France. First in his age group, second overall. And Julian also was second in his age group in Challenge San Marin. Then the Captex Tri-Olympic, Noah Schlesinger from NextGen USA. First overall. Ironman Krachau, 70.3. Pierre Barbier from NextGen France. Second in his age group. Rico racing the Challenge Championship in San Marin, a very hard fought 6th place overall in a field with 60 professional athletes. Aurelia, Challenge Cesenatico, 1st professional athletes. Elio Schneider, Challenge Cincinnati, 1st overall age group. From NextGen USA, Ironman, Gulf Coast 70.3, Cal Martinelli, 1st overall age group. Challenge St. Polten, Chloe Sparrow, 2nd in the professional category. Kú Cycle has truly delivered on its ultimate promise. Athlete performance delivered. We're delivering this week in, week out. From Aero Camps, from improving our technology, from not being shy to take different products, different cockpits, different shoes, different helmets, different wheels. We're open to question everything that sits on our bike, as long as it makes athletes faster.
My perspective on T100 is it's awesome. I mean, it's a great time to be a professional triathlete, you know, with T100 and Ironman Pro Series and, you know, Super League. There's just so many things. But what's great about T100 is that it brings everyone to a median. And I want to say that because, like, you've got the Olympic distance races, you've got Ironman distance races, the half distance races, but all put into one field, the very best in the world, racing all the time. It's raising the level of racing. It's not anymore the triathlon is just survival. You know, you start, but your main goal is to get to the finish line. This is all about racing and racing hard.
Yeah, it's mostly it's getting faster and faster. More people coming in the sport with T100 series. There's one more opportunity next to Challenge and Ironman where you can race, and here's yeah, that's just 20 athletes are contracted, so it's more elite and everybody wants to get in.
You know, triathlon it's getting better all the time. The Olympics came in year 2000. After an Olympic cycle, an athlete focuses wholly and solely for 4 years on one day, and then after that, what is the next goal? Is it that I stay with the distance? Am I getting older? Do I need to step it up and go up a distance? So all of a sudden, like over the last 24 years, Ironman 70.3 races weren't just like 12 or 15 around the world. Now there's more than 100 around the world. Olympics, now if you're racing for your federation, but after that, what do I do? You know, where do I go? Well, now you can go a lot of places. You've got Super League, you've got Challenge, you've got Ironman, you've got PTO, T100, you've got a lot of different opportunities.
Now everybody in the Ironman race or Challenge race wants to get the points to be high ranked in the PTO ranking, to be for next year contracted. And yeah, it's cool to have so many opportunities, and yeah, it's normal that it's getting faster, the products are getting better.
Data and technology are at the forefront of triathlon right now. If people save on average 15 to 25 watts in an aero camp, and we're now seeing these results, it's amazing how much progress, but it's needed. If I take one example, Challenge San Marin race, what was good enough to win the race last year, this year, the times for the winner were 7 to 8 minutes faster than last year. How is this possible?
The Olympic cycle, after every 4 years, it just seems to me that a new superstar rises from the cream of the crop to an Ironman 70.3, or what we call middle distance racing. It used to be about 3 hours 45 minutes to win, now it's 3.5. And T100, they're getting close to the 3 hour mark, and it's just insane.
For 2 years I was with under 4 hours was good, and now we are with 3 hours and 30 minutes. Yeah, it's crazy how fast it is.
The whole industry is being pushed to a new level. Athletes are being pushed to a new level.
What we're seeing now is a new breed of superstars racing hard, week in, week out. The racing is tough. It's never been better. It's a great time to be a professional triathlete. The level of racing has gone up exponentially. You're getting to travel to all of these iconic places around the world, and when I have to pinch myself because what you see behind me is the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco and one of the most iconic races in the world. And now it's a part of the T100 series.
The whole concept of the T100 is to take triathlon to iconic locations around the world, and you don't get much more iconic than San Francisco and the Golden Gate Bridge, right? So especially building on the history of this race. So Escape from Alcatraz, 43 years ago is when this event was founded, like the pioneers of the sport. And so it's fantastic to be able to bring the world's greatest now here to this amazing venue.
Yeah, escaping from Alcatraz, it's very cool. When they announced it, the PTO, that there is here a race, I think everybody was excited, and now I just saw pictures how they jump from the boat. Yeah, it looks very exciting. So they're jumping at 6 a.m. in the cold water. And I hope that the sky or the air is clear enough that there's no fog, that we can see at least.
Challenging swim, murky water, bumpy water, choppy water, head-up swimming, navigating is going to be key. On the bike ride here is extremely tough. 6 laps, it's going to take around about just less than 20 minutes a lap. Undulating hills to start off with, 6.5% climbing. Each lap up and over the hill, coming back into the transition area, go again 5 more times.
Steep uphill, there you can going out of the saddle and pushing the high watts, so it's around 4 minutes, 3 minutes. Uphill, there I think everybody is going over the threshold, and then downhill is very fast, around 60 to 70 kilometers per hour, and then yeah, I think better for the short distance guys because you can go over the threshold and not just pushing your normal watts. And yeah, so I'm young and I want to attack the air.
On the run, you got 4 laps into Chrissy Field, nice, flat, hard and fast racing.
If there's a small group and on the bike and you are in the front, I try to go off the bike with the front group, and then yeah, giving all out there on the run.
This one is going to rip the legs off somebody who's not ready for it, and expect the strongest man and the strongest women to walk away with the victory.
It would be a good step if I could do a top 5 here, and great for me for the whole season if I'm good here.
You
if it's
come
just
out,
6 and then
do you have to walk all the way to go to the bike?
Yeah, we have to run
700
all the way.
meters, right?
Yeah, 700 meters, yeah. Yeah, if you stand here, maybe if you stand more to transition, then you can see on the line if there's a gap or not.
We meet somewhere here and go to the finish line.
Rico said a good thing that we maybe start here and with each lap we go a little bit.
Yeah. So I think somewhere, you see the B? Somewhere the B of the boulevard is.
Yeah.
Don't move until you're off the bike, then I move to here.
Write down names. Maybe at the beginning, if I'm in the first group, you can write down Magnus and Frederik Funk, how far behind. Magnus and Jason West is behind. And if Martin van Rio or somebody is getting away, then you have to minus.
Welcome to the third T100 race of the series, where the world's greatest triathletes converge, united in their quest for glory, ready to push beyond limits. In the heart of the legendary city of San Francisco, to conquer an unparalleled test of strength and endurance. From the freezing waters of the bay to the relentless climbs of its iconic hills, this is the T100 San Francisco, Escape from Alcatraz. Who will emerge victorious? Who will rise to the top?
What a morning it is, seeing all these guys in the bay, fighting the conditions. First time he's in with Rico Bogen, actually. There we go, the young 70.3 world champion.
So this is back up the back side of it. They've extended that gap a little bit. It's sort of sitting at between 30 to 45 seconds.
Rico Bogen looks, at least from this camera perspective, like he still wants to throw his hat in the ring. And We haven't seen this kind of dynamic in the race, like especially this kind of later of stage. It's building to be a great grand finale.
This is where the action's happening right now.
There's still about a K to go. Rico Bogen's made his move.
Oh my goodness!
That's the effort. That is the effort of T100.
That's the best race I've ever seen. That's the best race I have ever seen.
What a fight.
A win would be better.
But you did better than you came for top 5 and you hit the podium. Unbelievable.
Hey, you were really strong today. It was a nice battle. Hey, you attacked me when I was eating the gel, eh? You bastard. It's long distance tactic. At that point I was like, okay, I'm just gonna follow because...
So Rico, have you had a race like that where you were together for so long during the run?
Yeah, I had a race in Latvia in the World Champs. There was also a good run, and now came from a bike in the 7th group, I think. And then I felt quite good after a tough bike course.
Yesterday was 8th of June, a crazy day, epic day. I had a really good race with a 3rd place in the end and an epic sprint finish. I think nobody has seen this before in the middle or long distance races.
That finish was epic, was historic proportions. Who doesn't remember Julie Moss at the finish line with Wendy back in Ironman, crossing and crawling the finish line? Nicola Spirik and Lisa Norden in the Olympics in London, photo finish. And now, Martin van Riel, Carl Smith and Rico Bogen battling it out, not with 2 athletes, 3 athletes to the finish line, to the wire.
So normally it's just 2 guys sprinting for a finish, but that we are 3 guys and just spinning it out over 3 hours race distance and then just 2 seconds behind, between the 1st and the 3rd place, so that's really crazy.
We're so proud of these triathletes. This is definitely history in triathlon. This is history in T100. What an incredible finish. What an amazing race we've witnessed here.
In the last meters you don't have so many thoughts, it's just going all out and trying to figure out how you can move your legs and your arms, seeing now the videos. And it's really cool, and I hope that there are more sprint finishes like this, and maybe the next time I have a better one and I can win it. I go back to Leipzig for 1 week, I think a little bit more relaxing week, and then I go to altitude camp to St. Moritz. So we are there for 4 weeks. Yeah, there I am preparing for London, so that's the next T100 race, end of July. And yeah, so we want to do a 4 weeks training block to prepare for this. And yeah, it's cutted with a race in 70.3 Les Sables because I have to validate my spot for the World Champs in Tabo.
Rico has to break his 4 weeks in St. Moritz and go out to race Ironman 70.3 Sable d'Olonne.
I have to validate it, so I will fly Friday to the race, have to race on Sunday, and then I fly back to St. Moritz. Yeah, so a little training competition, I would say.
So with Rico on his journey as a young professional athlete, what's up for Kú Cycle? Where have we come from? 5 years to the dates that Kú Cycle was founded. Richard and I started this young company 5 years ago with an ultimate promise of athlete performance delivered. We're very proud because the vision that Richard and I set out 5 years ago has come alive, and ultimately delivering on the promise that we defined 5 years ago and wrote down on a piece of paper. We're here to make athletes faster. We're delivering. We're here to help athletes take their performance to an entire new level. We're here to provide hope and opportunity to age group athletes with a dream who have the ambition to become not only a professional athlete, but to become winning professional athletes. And ultimately, we're delivering by helping athletes to become world champions. It's an amazing opportunity, and we're living this dream every day.